We're live in VR from the McAllen Chamber of Commerce. 1 million cups. Okay. All right. Guys, if this works, this is going to be awesome. All right, let's see here. All right. Am I able to flip? Yeah. It says we're live, but I don't see it yet, so we gotta wait just a second here.
They were, so they, I was, the guy, I was this, I was for a party. You can try. Yeah. One thing we have is everything up
Well, I mean, there's a few things that you can do. I think you can more to be severe, so. Well, it's because the dog's getting okay. Sometimes if you can just almost pretend like it's not happening, but you gotta stay with it and just not give the attention, because as soon as you give any attention, that's when the dog is like, I just got it work. So, but it's fine. You have to stay consistent, or you can basically set the dog for.
There's a delay.
Yeah, a little bit of a delay, but that's okay. No, but I'm going to introduce everybody wearing it just for fun. Yeah, right? All right, let's see here. All right. Code.
Are we already?
It's live right now. Oh, yeah. Code RGB. Okay.
This month.
The camera's buffering.
All right, who wants to do it first?
It's buffering.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's a VR. So it's a 360-degree video. So when you put it on.
But it's already displayed on here.
Yeah, on Code RGB. On the can you see it? Now look around. So you can see the entire room, but from where my seat is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I have a 360-degree camera in here. So whoever tunes in is going to be sitting right here watching the entire thing.
Wow.
And so if you look at it on a phone, it's crazy, right?
This is really cool.
Yeah. Let me put this in. Let me see. On the phone, it does the same thing. So if you go to code, right here. So there we are, right? And what happens? Look at this. So if you have it on your phone, I can look around the whole room. So I can look up and down. But there we are looking at you. Yeah.
Is that your Facebook?
This is on Twitter. All right, Steve. I need you to see this real quick.
Okay.
We're doing two things. You have a regular phone. We have a 360-degree camera in there. So if you turn with me, you can look around, like look, watch. So you can see everything. But that's not what's cool. This is a new Facebook Oculus headset.
stop. Can't stop. Don't stop.
And what this does, put this on. Oh, you have to put it on, Steve. You have to put it on. That's the only way to put it on. Alright. Where's easy with the camera? There you go. Alright, so you put it on. And you look around. Now you are inside the room, but in VR. So you can hear us, you can see us. So if you turn around, so you're seeing this from the perspective of sitting in my chair.
Experiencing the VR.
So check this out. If I'm up here,
You're like, hold on.
I'm giving a presentation.
Well, see, you got something playing. It's not showing. Yeah, it's on a video loop. It's not showing it live.
It's just delayed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you keep it up there, watch. So now if someone has that headset on,
Okay, I see it. I see it.
they're standing up here as they're giving the presentation, it's the same as you sitting there in the chair. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it tells you.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. I don't know that 1MillionCups has done this yet.
No. You're the first. What are you talking about?
Alright. Just put it up here.
Where are you music from? You.
That's awesome. I love that. Did you see it like this? So if you go to Code RGB, as you're giving the presentation, yeah. So it's feeding off of there into my computer to Facebook Live, and then we're feeding into the headset. So, well, make sure it doesn't turn off. There's a little button here. Oh, hold on. Fire button. Yeah. Dude, we're doing 360 video and we're going to pair it a second. Oh, just love it. Freaking love it. Yeah. She was doing Disney VR. So she did Beauty and the Beast. She got
I'm going, sir.
as Belle, as Belle. That's what we've been doing now.
Don't bring it over to our office.
Too much. I've been trying, but no one's there.
Woohoo!
That's all I know. I make it look like
Ooh. Yeah, there's beside me if you want. Yeah, you can sit wherever you want, Knuckle Me. Go ahead. Come on over.
We're like entertainment, you know?
We're having fun. I need to go get a coffee. What time is it? Is it 9 yet?
I don't know. No, we got another 10 minutes or something.
You get it for 10 minutes.
The other thing is it won't load the comments. Like Facebook Live won't load the comments on this. Yeah, it's like it's running. Maybe it's just because of the maybe whatever it's processing the video or whatever. But like on the live stream itself, it's not showing me all the comments. It's showing me that there's 10 people that commented. I've got viewers, but it's not. Maybe it's just the Wi-Fi in here. I don't know. That's pretty awesome. Here, check it out. Where's the controller? Ah, what did I do with the little?
Is there gonna be who's the hot model that I'm gonna be sitting with? Remember, did you ever watch Mad About You? When they did that?
No.
It was with Christy Winkle. Okay, so where am I going?
Look, you're in the room.
I'm in the room where it happens, but I'm really in the room.
You're in the room. In the room.
The room in the room. Can you put me somewhere with somebody hot? This is what I get.
This is awesome. Look, you get to see all of us, all these beautiful people.
Actually, that is kind of cool. It's kind of weird, but like, where are you? Where's the phone?
It takes a sec. It's. What are you looking at?
Oh my God! I'm seeing myself. Hi.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a delay, but.
I know, it's super cool.
Okay, that's
On
really
the
cool.
video, you can see me
Actually,
trying to like touch
That's
things.
really, I know, me, I'm like, it's myself. I know. And I'm standing right here, so, not the best, most flattering angle.
Yes.
I will add. Wow, that is really cool.
So, it's facing that way?
It's facing every way.
Well,
So
that's
what?
true.
Yeah. So it has two lenses and they stick together. So yeah. If you look like, so my hand comes out that way, and now it's over here. It just stitches it all together. All right, I got the volume back up. Guess that helps when you click on things and the volume goes down.
I don't feel like I need to be this close to them.
Okay, just remember, someone is always looking at you.
I can't handle it. I look like being in the camera. Alright, coffee. I have my coffee.
I'm so excited that we got this going.
Did you see my hashtag? Geeks Rejoice.
Dude,
Geeks Rejoice.
for the reels, for all of the reels.
Okay, so Steve, we're live on the Facebook page.
Woo!
And with the eye of the tiger. What could be better?
That works, right?
Makes you want to climb some stairs.
Good morning, McAllen!
I haven't had enough coffee yet for that.
It's 9 o'clock on the first, second, third Thursday, Wednesday. What's the name? Second Wednesday of the month. And that means it's time for, everybody say it with me, 1 million cups. 1, 2, 3.
1 million.
Oh my God, let's try it again. 1 million cups on 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Okay, so we're having some fun this morning. Before we officially get started, if you guys could all do me a huge favor. First, my fly is not down. Good, okay. So, second, there's this little camera sitting in front of us right now. You can keep the music going, it was very inspirational. I was very inspired. We have this tiny little camera on this tripod up here, and if you guys don't know what this is called a Ricoh Theta S. And this is kind of an old school model, but this is a 360-degree camera, and what it's doing is it's taking live pictures of the entire room, and we're streaming the entire thing online, not just from one perspective, but from all perspectives. And the reason we're doing this is because we just bought a whole bunch of these guys at Code RGB. What these are is this is the new Facebook Oculus Go. It's the first entrant into virtual reality that actually makes it semi-affordable for people to get online in VR. So right now, there's a couple of people that have these headsets in McAllen that are wearing these, and when they put them on, it's like they're sitting right there in the spot. They can turn around and they can stare at April the entire time if they want to. It's up to them, because the viewpoint isn't designated by any single camera, it's everything. So everyone who wants to tune in can look at it. You can also view it on your phone. You can spin your phone around and look behind you. So eyes will be on all of us all the time from this point on, I guess, for the future. Anyway, yeah, there you go. So what we're doing is we're streaming that live. So if you can, just please do me a favor. Get on the McAllen Chamber of Commerce Facebook page, on Twitter accounts, and retweet what we're doing, or resend it out, share it out. Take a second to do that, because that goes to the bigger picture of what we're trying to do with this entire thing. You know, I know there's a lot of us in the room. This is great to see almost every seat filled, just like we saw last month. But the more exposure we get for this, the more people that want to come out and help. So I cut like a little 2-minute video in front of my daughter's school this morning. I've seen some other people sharing some things out. This will only be as successful as the community makes it. So we could all use your help, and social media is absolutely the easiest way to take advantage of that. So, that being said, we don't have a timeline this month. We do. There you go. So let's see how far behind I already am. Okay, so cool. So first off, let's get the papers organized. Thank you all for being here. This is absolutely, it's exceptional to see everybody show up. What 1 million cups, the goal of 1 million cups within McAllen and within the organization from the Kaufman Foundation across the United States is basically to get people together to share a cup of coffee, because you and I both know that while VR is super cool, it's also still too early to have any meaningful context in a conversation. So the best way to get ideas from someone is just to sit down and have a chat with them. You know, I encourage you not just with us here, but with your friends, sit down and have a real face-to-face conversation. Put your phones on vibrate, stick them in your pocket, put them in the corner of the table. Sometimes the best thing to do is have a chat with someone. And so in that regard, what 1 million cups strives to do is imagine what would happen if 1 million people shared 1 million cups of coffee. So we're part of that million. So I guess it's 997,000 minus 12 or whatever, you know. So what we've done is every month we open up applications for anyone in the Rio Grande Valley and around the United States to submit an application to the board.
And once that's submitted, we make a recommendation on who we'd like to see, and we give 2 slots every month. And those 2 slots are given to local entrepreneurs, business owners, to come and talk about why they started their business, what they're doing with it, where they're going, where they want to be, and kind of how to get over that hump. A lot of us are small business owners in here, tons of familiar faces. And some of us know what it takes, some of us still haven't made it past there. But by sharing a cup of coffee with each other, we can glean some ideas, we can get some insight into how to kind of take it to the next level. This isn't a VC thing, we're not looking for funding, although there are some banks here. But it's always important to figure out what it is that you need to take your business to the next level, and that's what we're all here to do. So thanks again to the McAllen Chamber of Commerce, Steve, for hosting this. Do you want to say anything this one?
No, sir, you got it.
Okay. The screen. Okay, so very important, I'm told. They want to do a survey, but I don't know what I'm saying. Why don't you say that?
Okay. So National is requesting that we text that code 164715 to that number. They are doing some trends, and probably in about 6 months we are going to do the same exercise. That way they can keep track of the trends that they have at a local level. So that's it.
Cool. So after we're all done, please text 164715 to that number. And I don't think they'll spam you, but anyway. So today we had some applicants this month, and we have 2. One of which the guys are pretty close to me. In 2016, one of my organizations was the recipient of the Innovation Grant, and in that class along with me was Ranvu, and I'm very happy to see you guys here. I think, well, I'll let you guys talk about your product. They have an amazing product. If you've used Instacart, if you've used Favor, if you've heard of any of these apps, this is a very localized, amazing version of what this is. So it's really cool to see. So Gloria and Lorenzo are here. And then the Jank himself is in the house.
Yeah.
Can you smell what the Jank is cooking? Yeah. Awesome. So Lamar is the 2014 winner of the McAllen Innovation Grant 4 years ago, and then also the 2017 HEB Diversity Supplier of the Year. That's fantastic. Congratulations on that. And I'll let you talk more about that. But basically, here's the format. What we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go around the room, and I don't want to know your names, I just want to know what your job titles are. Because what's cool about that is we put together a little word cloud to show the types of people that we have in this room, because that's inspiring for people who want to show up. And we'll compare it to last month, and we'll see where we're at there. After that, what we'll do is we'll invite the presenters to come up and give a presentation. It's a 6-minute presentation followed by 20 minutes of questions. So what I want you to do is, as they're talking, think about the questions that you want to ask everybody. What inspired them to be where they are? What they need to get to the next level? What we can do to help them? What you can do to help them? Those are the questions that they're looking for. And then what connections they can make out of this. We're going to give away some tumblers. We're going to give away some prizes. But that's about it. So the first thing I want to do is recognize the founders group. So the chamber was kind enough to reach out to a bunch of us here in the local community. So I'm going to read them off. You can raise your hand up in the air if you hear your name called. Drew Lentz. Very good. I'm Drew with Code RGB and Frontera Consulting. We've got Stephen Wingert, Stephanie Hawk, Elizabeth Hardison, Brian Godinez, Elizabeth Davis, Jacqueline Michelle, Fabiola Rahel, Ramiro Garza, Art Ortega, Joseph, I don't even know how to say your last name.
That's good.
Yep. Jorge Sanchez and Steve Alanius. So thank you for putting this together. And Sylvester Trevino, yes. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so there you go, Mr. Ready T. So what we're going to do now is we're going to run through this, and we're going to get what your job titles are. You can say your first name if you want to, but the important thing is to understand what you do. And the real reason we need to understand what you do is how can you be of service to other people that are here. That's kind of what it's about. Like, that's the clear reason we're doing it. So I'm going to start with the Jank over here on the side, and give us tell us what would you say your job title is?
My job title would be the brand ambassador of the Jank Gourmet BBQ Sauce.
Brand ambassador, awesome. Stephanie?
Yeah. What am I? I'm the owner of Cobalt Digital Marketing.
Cool. So what she's doing is she's writing down what your job titles are, so that way we can put in there. So I'm just going to let you guys go this way, and then we're going to fish around this way. Go ahead.
Jorge Sanchez, Vice President of Business Development. And sorry.
Morning, my name is Lisa Molina. I'm a
Okay, yeah, here, let's pass the mic this way.
Good morning, my name is Steve Brooks, and I'm the Territory Manager with Heartland Payment Systems.
Steve Langus, I work with startups.
Elizabeth Hardison, business consultant with Substance Consulting.
My name is Garcia. I'm part of the audience. I'm new to the area. I'm a retired teacher, so I'm looking of being a part of the community. Some kind of business.
And you're the one who worked at eBay or something, right? Oh, I thought it was you. There it is. It was one of you guys over here. I got you.
Silver Trevino, president, owner, inventor of Rated G.
We have a microphone on this side.
Oh, snap.
Good morning, I'm Abel Rojas, commercial photographer and headshot photographer.
Brian Lee is principal with ER Architects. We're the ones that design the McAllen Performing Arts Center.
Just so you know, he said headshot photographer, not hedgehog photographer. I mean, you could probably do that too, though, right?
Well, depends, you know. They bite.
Ben Trevino, staff writer at the Monitor.
Joe Khalifa, financial advisor with Edward Jones.
Joe Babouche, business and transactional attorney at Atlas All Records.
Marco Garza, owner of Garza Financial Service and financial advisor.
Kimberly Barbosa, creative designer for Luxury Spirits Balloon Decorators. Nilda, and I'm the owner of Luxury Spirits.
Hello everyone, my name is Jose Villa Gomez. I'm an associate with Goldbrook Hedge Funds.
Not hedgehogs.
No.
Okay.
Good morning, Carlos Mondojano. I own RG Fire Inspection Consulting.
Good morning, Jackie Michelle, and I'm passionate about technology commercialization, and that's what my background is, and I want to see more technology-based economic development in the region and to support other entrepreneurs too.
Good morning, Martin Valdez. I'm here in the process of starting an online marketing business here to learn the network.
Hi, my name is Mike Wilson, Chief Operating Officer of CM Institute Leadership.
Yes, hello. Good morning, everybody. I'm Christopher. I'm the CEO of my company, White Tax. We have two offices, Harlingen and Brownsville. I'm Slovenia here. We do full-time service. We are open all year for tax and payroll. We do free 15-minute consultation for business startups. Thank you.
Marty and Leslie Biama, owner, operators of the RGB Canyon Training Center.
Cool. Okay, now you guys over here.
Hi, my name is Jank Pizarro from Platama Business Center and the Public Relations.
Morning, my name is Angelica Trevino from Retama Business Center and I'm General Manager.
Alright, so now there's these little red things in front of you, and I need you guys to figure out how to use them. You guys think you can help me? So every time you hear something you like, I need you to ring the bell. So we're going to try the cowbell. Ready? 1, 2, 3, cowbell! Awesome. Okay. You can do that at any point during the conversation, except when you scare the presenter like I did last week. But I guess that makes it kind of fun. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump right into it. Does anyone have any questions before we get started about the way that it's working? No? Cool. Okay, did everyone share out the link on Facebook? No? Okay. All right, so first off, to kick things off, Ms. Gloria Ordaz and Doranza Cuba from Ranvu. Ranvu was selected as one of the 2016 winners of the McAllen Innovation Grant Award. Their mobile app lets you order groceries and food from restaurants to be delivered at your door. I think one of the coolest things is that you guys deliver from local restaurants like Bob Starks and places like that. So I'll let you guys talk about it. Please welcome to the stage.
Hello, good morning. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting us to participate in this new venture from the McAllen Chamber of Commerce. We love working very closely to this chamber. And well, first of all, like Drew said, thank you for introducing us. My name is Gloria Ordaz, and I'm the CEO and owner. And this is Horacio Cuba, he's the COO. Well, back in 2016, we started this adventure when we identified a problem that a lot of people have, which is a lack of time. And we decided to look for a way to give back that time to the people. And one of the main time consumers is grocery shopping. It takes you, more than an hour every trip. And that's how we started with the idea of online grocery delivery service through an application, mobile application that people can download for free on their iOS or Android devices. And in less than 2 hours, they get their groceries delivered. And then we decided to expand those services to restaurants as well. Because not only don't they have time to go grocery shopping, but sometimes you don't even have time to cook. So, having the opportunity to, get that food delivered or even to the workplace, it gives you that time to, focus on your business and other aspects of your personal life. So when we started this journey, we encountered, several challenges. And one of the main challenges is being able to work directly with the main grocery chains. And so we started to then work more closely to smaller local companies. And, we thought that was a perfect solution because since we are local, we thought that was a way to, for all of us to be able to work and help each other to grow. And we think that it's important that we are local. And one of the other advantages that we have or differentiators would be the fact that we strive to provide a very good service and also to make people feel comfortable and safe with the people that are going to be arriving at their homes. We do background checks, drug screening, and for the people who are going to be delivering. And we're very lucky to be able to have won the Innovation Grant from the McAllen Chamber. And we are looking always into ways to expand the options that our customers have to save time. So we're soon going to be announcing a new service, a new way to be able to deliver other options for our customers.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we wanted to do is bring something to the valley. We are from the valley, just like you. Even though we have been able to go to other places, I think it's important to know that we understand you, and we wanted to bring the first app to the valley that delivers, that help you. And that was something that we really researched. What does the valley want? What do they need? And there was no other service like that, a grocery delivery. Someone that you call and say, or download the app, or go to www.ranvu.com and say, hey, bring me my groceries. You couldn't do that before. Or maybe you could with your friends, but you could not rely on them 24/7 like you do with Ranvu.com. And that's absolutely that we are so proud of this company. Ranvu has absolutely put the valley in the map. And you know why? Because we're the pioneers. Now, yes, in the future there's going to be more services like Ranvu. We are so proud to say that we decided to bring this, and other companies will follow for you guys to have the services that we need in the Rio Grande Valley, especially McAllen Mission, all this area, McAllen metropolitan area.
You got a minute left?
Well,
talk about the challenges that you're facing right now.
Well, like I mentioned before, one of the main challenges was being able to work with the main grocery stores, since we have to, when you're working with inventory, which is how we do it, customers go into our app and they they choose the items that they want from our application, and then our drivers receive the order and they go to the grocery store and do the whole trip for you. You don't have to go and wait in line and upload your your groceries to your car and download them and put them in your house and everything. So that means we need to have all the inventory in our app.
So right now you haven't been able to get Walmart or HEB.
No, that's the biggest challenge because since we are, yes, we have almost 2 years as a company. Still, working with big companies usually takes it's a slower paced process.
And what's the second challenge that you guys face? What's your second biggest challenge?
Well, it's a challenge, but also an opportunity. I guess competition arriving here in the area, but I think competition is always good. It it helps you to focus what you're doing, helps you grow, and also identify opportunities. And so yes, it's a challenge, but also a good thing for us.
Have you get in touch with the marketing director of HEB? They went here last night. I have that email.
So, real quick, first off, thanks. That concludes the presentation. Now, all right. So the first question, and if you could do us a favor, if you could repeat the question that he asked on the microphone, so that way everyone gets a chance to hear it.
Yeah, have you get in touch with the marketing director from HEB?
We have not.
If not, I can give you the email.
Yes, we would really appreciate it. Thank you. The question was if we have been able to get in touch with the marketing director from HEB. We have not. We have been in contact with another executive inside the company, and that's with whom we've been trying to, to get to work. But like I mentioned, a big company also means slower processes, and we're still working towards that end, and to be able to offer a better selection for our customers.
On that note, so HEB acquired a company out of Austin called Favor, and that's how they're offering their delivery service now. So I saw that they finally put the signs out in front of HEB last night. So I think that I know the HEB contact will help, but also Favor, which is the entity that they own that does all of that, that might be a good group to reach out to also. They're based out of Austin.
Yes, we know about that they exist, and yes, we recently noticed that they're also offering the.
Yeah.
Yes.
3 of their developers came from the Valley, so that's kind of interesting.
Oh, wow.
And one of their salespeople.
Interesting. Thank you.
So I'll ask another one. One of the things that I loved about your product is, and I mentioned it before, is that you guys offer services for local places like Bob Starks and like Adi's and some of the. Can you talk a little bit about what that has meant to your business and why it's important to focus on some of the local businesses, maybe not even the chain stores, but some of the people who don't have access to all the funds that the bigger groups have?
Well, yes, it's very important to us to be able to work with local companies, because since we are local, and we do believe that it's better to work to for all of us to grow. If one company in the Valley grows, it helps all of us. So what we can do, whatever we can do to help another company grow, and for it to be a partnership is something that we're very happy to do. So we've been very happy to work with Adidas and with Bob Stark very much. It's been a very close partnership. Yes, so we're happy to be able to work with more local companies that it would help them also to reach out to more customers through our service.
In the side of the restaurant, we encourage local companies, local stores or restaurants to partner with us. That way you can have more visibility in Ranvu as well, because when you download Ranvu, you're gonna be able to see all the restaurants in there. If you need Firehouse Subs, we really have a good relationship with Firehouse Subs and all the restaurants. We would like to invite you to come and be part of Ranvu as well. And if you have a restaurant or mid-market or something like that, you're going to be able to partner with us. If you're going to be able to have the visibility in Ranvu. You know, people are going to be able to download the app and see your product as well.
Okay, so it's been great to see you expand into the restaurants this last year. You guys know I've been following your journey the last couple of years. So my question is, what is your strategy to compete with, there's at least one other company who does restaurant delivery, and they have a pretty good foothold here and they're local. So what's your strategy to differentiate your service and so that you can grow and compete?
The competitor that covers restaurants here, they've been in business for longer than us regarding restaurants, and but I think we focus on giving options that also customers can see that just I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the strategies that we have, we started in the grocery delivery, and then we put a platform. We put a platform inside Ranvu, and now we do the delivery. The next move, we could not be talking too much about it because it's in the process. We are trying to put a platform in within Ranvu to do other areas of service.
That's okay. Your competitive advantage is your delivery team, the service that you provide. That's your competitive advantage. Okay, that was a really good answer. Yeah, it's a good answer.
And absolutely, sorry, we could not be talking too much about it because it's in the process. We've been building it for almost 4 or 5 months, and it's going to be very, very good for a lot of you because it's not going to be only restaurants or grocery delivery. We're going to be able to do a little more.
We're following. That's good.
How are you driving repeat business? For example, can people pick the driver or delivery person if they're comfortable with something coming to their home and they pick the person again? You send them little SMS or reminders, hey, they're due for refilling your pantry, or how are you driving that repeat business?
Well,
Say the question.
how are we driving the business? And you actually asked the first question about being able to pick the driver. Actually, that's a very good idea. We don't have that right now, but we'll get to that. So we try to offering our customers coupons and through our Facebook page, keeping in contact with them so that they know whatever new restaurant we add, or if it's something is in season, or reminding them that there's the option of getting their groceries for their restaurant delivery through us.
If you download the app, you're going to be able to see that you have messages coming to you, just like you have other ones, CNN, headline news, or notifications where you say, hey, we just did this, or this weekend we have a 20% off, or there's a free delivery or something. You're going to be able to see those notifications regularly, reminding you that we still give.
But we try to, we do use that resource, but we don't want to flood our customers with that so that it becomes almost a spam. So we do remind them through that, but light.
Talk about your price comparison with your competition. So how do you guys compare with the competition as far as pricing?
Well, for example, with the restaurant delivery, it can seem a little tricky because of prices that are being used for promoting, that it's lower than ours when you break it down and you have your total. We are a better price because we have a flat fee, and that's what we pay. Not the gratuity is something that you tip your driver if you consider that you want to do it, but it's not something that's forced on you. The delivery fee that we charge covers what the driver earns. So it's it's good if you want to tip your driver, but it's not something that you have to do. So
and we would like to be, much lower price, but the integrity of the quality will be in jeopardy. So we want to be able to make sure that the quality, when the driver is over there, they're comfortable to going over there and getting paid. We really pay them good to our drivers, so they can be able to pick the right product for you and do whatever is necessary to bring you the milk, organic milk. I know a lot of lately it seems like organic milk is something that people want, and we see our drivers saying, hey, in this store there's no organic milk, so we need to go to the other one. And going above and beyond to do that, it's something that our drivers are doing. So,
where's your coverage area right now? Where do you guys serve?
We're all across the valley, from Rio Grande City all the way to Arlington, Brownsville. Yes.
Which service side is more profitable for you? The grocery delivery or the menu food delivery?
It's 50-50. Yes.
Actually, 63%. Yes, you have 50-50, but we have some fluctuations between months, and I think the average was the first quarter. It was 63% on the grocery side. Still, grocery is still more in demand than the restaurants, but we're seeing like a more it's still growing.
We've got time for 2 more questions.
What's the 2 things that we can do to help?
Well, first of all, try the service. Yeah, because so you can try it and then also spread the word to be able to reach more people. And I know that it's something that you would like. You will be able to just get your groceries to your house, and you know that you did not have to go through all the process to get it to your house. So spread the word. And also, if you know any businesses that might be interested in being able to reach more customers and be able to,
partner with us, yes, absolutely. Partner with us, and they want to be in Ranvu, absolutely. They're going to be able to have more exposure, and we're going to be able to provide our customers more restaurant options. Right now, I heard that someone was saying, hey, you guys don't have tacos. And tacos is something that is in the valley. So how can you guys don't have tacos? And I said, well, we have not successfully partnered with the taco place yet. And yes, we also would like to have that commitment to, that the quality. We just don't want to have a taco that they don't pay attention to the customer. So we have to make sure that whoever is partnering with us is the best quality out there here in the valley. So because you're gonna reflect on us. When a taco goes over there, in this case, subs, Firehouse Subs, they take care of the quality. I mean, we've been with them for almost a year and a half. And Firehouse Subs, they are meticulous. And they even tell us, you know what, hey, we did this. When we started partnering with Firehouse Subs, they changed their packaging. They said, we're gonna start with Ranvu, but with this package, we're gonna increase 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes of quality time. By the time it arrives in 15 minutes, it's gonna be a good quality. So that commitment also has to be both ways. If they wanna be with us and it's a taco place, the wrapping or anything, that the moisture, you will see like so.
Yeah, things you don't think about when you go into the restaurant, yourself, but when you are waiting for it to arrive at your house, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, so these 2 questions and
Okay.
I just had a testimony.
Okay.
But I think if everybody here tries it, you guys will use it again. If you download the app, it takes a little bit at first, going through everything, but you'll use it again. It's very convenient and inexpensive. It's really affordable for everybody.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that. So basically, he has tried several times.
Yeah, actually, and my wife is really hard to sell on it. She likes to go to the grocery store. But she started working full time just a few months now. So, you know, where I was tired before and I didn't want to go to the grocery store, but I had to go. Now she doesn't want to go either. So we're using it on a weekly basis. It's really kind of streamlined it now. It's much more convenient.
Wow. Absolutely. And that kind of testimony is really good because there's people using it already. We have 600 plus customers. Well, the last time I checked, 6 plus. We're the 700 customers, and they use it. You know, it's something that they it takes time that they don't have to invest in going, staying in line and stuff like that. But another thing that is very important that you actually mentioned is inside the app we have so many features. Like if you actually can do a grocery shopping list, and in the grocery shopping list you can put 50. I remember when somebody tried in this area, they said, "Hey, I have 52 items that I have to be searching every week." So we took that survey back to our software developer and said, "Hey, we need a list inside the app." And now people go ahead and just put that in the list, and when you're ready, you just click start. It's
all. Okay, so we've run out of time on this. If you have one more question.
Yeah. Mason, you said you have a 600 consumers or subscribers. Have you noticed like a specific niche market in terms of the age, income level, and the psychographics of this consumer? Because 20% of your consumers will generate 80% of your income eventually.
Yes. We have two demographics now because we have the restaurant and we have the grocery delivery. At the beginning, it was 35 to 49, and mostly 70% females. 70% females when we started Ranvu because it was a grocery delivery. When we integrated the restaurant delivery, now our demographic became younger. You know, younger, 20, 22, 23 years old, buying from restaurants. So the demographic changed a little bit in the grocery side. In the grocery side, it's 35 to 49, and then on the restaurant side, it's now in the 20s, 20-30s.
Cool. All right, well, guys, let's ring our All right, so you guys are gonna have to fight over this one, but in order to show our appreciation, real quick, for you guys having the courage to come up here and stand in line of fire. Here's your 1MillionCups mug for you guys. Before you guys finish, what I want y'all to do is one of the coolest things in the valley. If you're on your phone, you gotta load up the app. You already have the app? If you have the Ranvu app, play along at home. Follow with me here. You ready? Open up the app, okay? And then scroll down to Ari's Tortillerias on 10th Street. Click on Ready to Eat, and scroll down to the Barbacoa de Lengua. And order that on Sunday. It is the best barbacoa in McAllen. Not only that, I just spoke to the marketing director from Taco Palenque and Palenque Grill and doing something with you guys. So we'll set that up after the meeting. So that's so what I encourage you guys to do is just like that. You know, a guy that I've had too many drinks with ends up being the marketing director over there. And so when you see an opportunity to help someone,
All it takes is a meeting, right? And this is an opportunity. He said, hey, I'm already working with a local company called Byte, but I'm interested in expanding my options. If you have someone in your network that you know can benefit from this, please just take a second, just send a text message to them, send them a message on Facebook Messenger, whatever it is, because that can make or break their entire year. You have no idea, you know, and it never hurts to give one meeting away. It's not costing you anything, it's not costing anybody else anything, and that's the whole reason that we're here. Cool?
Cool.
Cool,
Yeah.
okay, so, you don't need any help. You just need people to buy barbecue sauce. I'm just kidding.
A lot of help.
All right, you guys got the feeling? Everybody feeling good? We got through the first one? All right, now don't forget, ring the bell. The other thing that you all can do is anyone who has a business, who's thinking about starting a business, who has something that's been established that's less than 5 years old, encourage them to apply to come up here. Because the networking opportunities alone are worth it. Also the coffee. I just said that I'm taking my chamber dues back one coffee cup at a time. That's the real reason that I'm here. So reach out to people that you know in the community who are starting their own business. Encourage them to stand up here. Take a chance on expanding their horizons and expanding their business. Thank you guys for everything that you've done. Now, the second half hour. The trivia. See, I wanted to do what year the chamber was founded. Do you?
Yeah.
Is it the right answer or is it maybe the right answer?
I know.
All right. What year was? Okay. This isn't the real trivia question, but who knows what year the chamber was founded other than Steve and anyone else who works at the chamber? You overheard it. That's not fair. 53? No. 24. 1924. Yes. Yep. It's pretty awesome. Okay. So the question. Where's the mother?
And Steve was here.
And Steve was here. Steve was the director then.
No, he wasn't the director. He was just answering phones.
They had phones. He was answering the telegraph.
They have phones.
24? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys ready? What year was McAllen founded? Raise your hand if you think you know the answer. Go for it.
1911.
Ooh, nope.
No, that's right.
That's not what this paper says.
Oh,
It's 1911.
no, that's charter 1911.
Oh, come on.
Founded. It does say founded.
Yeah, he's right. It's founded and chartered. 1904.
1904.
Then
That's
it's
correct.
1909.
1904. Well, according to
Trick question, Drew.
Trick question. I didn't make the question. All right, so Mr. Lamar Jones, the local hero of saving Sundays, the king of the barbecue, the Jank himself. Lamar is the 2014 winner of the McAllen Chamber Innovation Grant Award. With that, he launched the Jank Gourmet BBQ Sauce and was recently awarded the 2017 HEB Diversity Supplier of the Year. Mr. Jones, would you like to come up here and take the stage? Everyone make some noise for the
All right. Really loud. All right. So before I get started, I do need a quick finger snap. I need one of these right here. Oh, barbecue Jank, make no mistake, it's so good, put it on everything. Oh, barbecue Jank, make no mistake, taste it and you love it, you'll never get enough. It's so good that you can put it on. All right, so. All right, so we got 6 minutes. So I have to tell you about my business, what made me start it, where I am today, what are some of those challenges and things that I've faced. So we're gonna, give you quick. I'm gonna give you a story. But before we start that story, just want to say, sup. All right, cool. All right, so in order to tell you guys about, the Jank, the business and, what it's done and this far and how I've gotten to this point, I have to kind of start with you guys and give you the story. I was born in Camden, New Jersey.
Woo!
Hey, we got some
Jersey in the house.
Hey, in the building. All right. So right across the bridge from Philadelphia, home of Campbell's Soup. You know what I mean? But Camden, New Jersey was also a place of poverty. You know, also the highest on the murder capital list, I guess, in the United States for a few years running. You know, that was where I was born. So right out the gate, I didn't have the cards stacked in my favor. So you get a lot of that. So I moved from Camden, New Jersey as a kid, and I moved down to a place called Little Haiti, Miami, which was a bigger city, but kind of the same stuff going on. The difference is, you know, on the corners, right in front of my house, right in back of my house, you know, there were drug dealers, there was things going on in the neighborhood that, you know, were just inescapable at times, but that's where I grew up at. So a lot of things that went on in those neighborhoods and that I experienced kind of molded me into the person that I am today. I know for a fact if I had not gone through a lot of that stuff, that I wouldn't be, you know, who I am today with the business and everything. So living in Little Haiti, Miami, as a kid, you know, a lot of times I felt like I was running for my life. And rightly so. There were many days I had to run home from school. There were many days that I had to fight, you know, and things like that. But those are all things, again, that molded me into the person that I am today. Again, same situation. So as a kid, you know, I spent a lot of time, didn't have a whole lot of people to talk to at that age as a kid. So I spent a lot of time in the room crying, you know what I mean? This was a reality. And this was, the story I like to tell is that, you know, I grew up with my grandmother because my mother was on drugs. So at about 9 years old is when I started living with my grandma. Up until I actually moved to the valley, I was still living with my grandmother. The valley for me was a new opportunity. And, you know, I packed everything in my car and I came to the valley. But as a kid going through all of those things, I had a choice. You know, I could be angry. I could you know, get into what everybody else was getting to at that time. Or I could do something different. You know, being angry was a choice and I didn't want to do that. So, hey, thank you. All right. So what happened for me was music became my thing. I began to write. I began to, you know, write music, sing, you know, perform and things like that. And music opened up a lot of opportunities for me. As you hear, I have not talked about barbecue sauce yet, right? All right, so barbecue sauce was nowhere in the picture. Music is what actually brought me to McAllen. Back in 2008, I did a concert at what used to be the Tejano Saloon. That concert allowed me to meet some people because of the type of music that I do. All of my music is positive, life, love, God, you know what I mean? So it's inspirational music in a sense. So that allowed me to meet a few people. I got contracted to do some work here in the Western Coast School District with the Social Skills Program because me and a buddy of mine, Sean Elliott, he and I ran a program that introduced kids to the positive side of hip-hop, R&B, art and things like that. And that's been something we've been doing for over 10 years now. We still continue to do that. So, leaving South Florida. So here's the problem. Leaving South Florida or living in South Florida, there's a variety of foods and things to eat, restaurants. South Florida particularly, you have so many different ethnic groups that you have Jamaican food, you have Cuban food, you have Indian food. Anything you can think of, there's usually something that you can find it. So I came from that to a whole lot of this in Texas. I was not familiar with the place, and this is what I had to eat. You know, this was what was accessible to me. This is what I knew. So I did a lot of that. So then I go to a barbecue for the first time here, and nobody's using barbecue sauce. And I'm like, well, what's going on with that? You know, when I say barbecue, I'm thinking barbecue sauce, ribs, chicken, you know, all that stuff, and none of that. So I would do that, and I was like, okay, well, you know, I need some barbecue sauce. So anytime I would go to the store, I'd pick up a barbecue sauce. Never find anything that I just absolutely love. I always have to put something in. So usually I would try it and end up with a face like this. And then it's like, hey, you know, I don't like this, but I already spent my money on it, so let me doctor it up. After that, you know, I figured out, okay, this is a problem. There's not a barbecue sauce that I could just go in and pick up off the shelf. So for me, that was a problem. And the good thing about that was I wasn't doing it for anybody. When I started making the barbecue sauce, I was doing it for me. I didn't care if anybody liked it. And that's just what it was. If you didn't like it, it was like, hey, more for me. That's cool with me. So that's where that started. That's how I started the business. I think that had a lot to do with the success of it so far. Is because it was not something that I just set out to do like, hey, let me make this barbecue sauce and see if people like it. It was something that I liked. So if you like it, welcome aboard. I appreciate it. So after doing that, trying to get people to taste the product, get a lot of no's, get a whole lot of no's. Probably because of the packaging that it was in. I was actually, when I first started selling this stuff and letting people try it, was in like a little amber colored lotion bottle, if you will. Not very attractive, but it was what I could afford at the time. I had literally no money. I was working as a substitute teacher, so things weren't, I didn't have a whole lot of money to work with, so I was working with what I had. So after you get a few no's, I started working on the packaging. That first, that big label that you see up front at the top here was one of my very first labels, the squeeze bottle. Which I really loved. I loved the squeeze bottle. It was so convenient. Again, I was doing this for me. If you liked it, that's cool, but it didn't matter. It was more for me. So as you get into wanting to actually take it to market and get into a store, and you think about, people are going to see it, how are you going to attract people to the product? Then I started working on some of the packaging, which you see, the bottles here. You see there's a bunch of different variations to the bottles because this was all trial and error and listening to what people, had to say about the product. Some more no's happened. I entered, HEB comes up with a Primo Pick contest, and I hear about it, and my friends have already convinced me, hey man, it's pretty good what you're doing with it. So now I'm really thinking about business at this point. Primo Pick contest comes around, I enter. Guess what? Get another one of those. So it's not looking real good at this point. I get a no, I don't even make it into the contest. And I'm not necessarily heartbroken, but it hurt. I was really hoping to get into it because I felt like I had a great product. But then, instead of a no, I come to the chamber, right? And I did get a no initially, but then after trying again, I end up getting a yes, right? Hey, there we go. I end up getting a yes, and at this point, at this point, this was probably one of the most significant yeses I had ever received because it's kind of validated the fact that, hey, you have a good product and you can actually do something with it. So after that, went in the grant, entered the contest again. Top 25 state of Texas, go up to Houston, present to everybody, and get a no. All right. So no, okay, we did win first, second, grand prize, we're good, okay. So we didn't win, but not even a week after the conversation or after that presentation, I got a call saying, hey, we definitely want to put you in the stores, and we started out 169 stores. When they gave me the note, I was just saying, oh, thank you. When they gave me the note, I was still thinking, hey, let me go back and build the Jank Nation. I'll continue to work on my music. We do the launch. After I get the yes to the 169 stores, a year later, Supplier Diversity Supplier of the Year, and I'll definitely thank you. And I'll definitely talk about what that Supplier of the Year thing, involves. But I've said all of that to say this: where you're from is not where you're necessarily going to end up, and it has nothing to do with where you're going to go. So where you're from is just where it begins. But you have a choice. Either you do it, or you do it.
All right, question time.
All right.
I'll start off. What's your recipe?
That was a great question. What is the recipe? The recipe is, y'all listening, you got your pens? A whole lot of love. A whole lot. So,
Mark, what are your two biggest challenges
Right now, I would say the two biggest challenges would be one being, even with the track record that I have with HEB and all the success that I've had in HEB, will be getting into some of the other big box stores. And you still need those meetings. And I have some things that I've been working on and trying to get those things done. And we're pretty close to making some things happen. But I'd say that would probably be one of the biggest challenges. Other challenge still, and has always been, only having one of me. If I had, 2 or 3 people that could work, the time and actually, believe in the product as much as I do and go out and push it the way that I would, that would definitely solve a lot of the problems too. So just managing the time. Yes?
Number one, are you in the local HEBs? And if you are, how do we know you're local? Like, is there something on it that says we're a Valley local?
Oh yeah, great question. Okay, so am I local? Is the product in local HEBs? Yes, ma'am. Yes and yes. The product is in, it started in 169, but right now we're in a little over 247 HEBs. As far as knowing if it's local or not, most of the time when you look on a label of a package, it says made here or whatever. It says McAllen, Texas on the back of the label. Because McAllen is, thanks to Steve and the chamber, and I have to share that story. When we first started and I was getting labels, I actually was able to come back to the chamber and say, hey, this is what we're doing. At the time, remember, I didn't have any money. So even at this time, I think the grant money was gone. I spent all of that developing the product, developing the packaging. So we needed some help getting the first batch of labels. Came back to the chamber, explained what was going on. McAllen has been a big help in me making it to this point. So we always work at McAllen, Texas will always be on the bottom. So if you look at the back, right there on the back.
It's such an awesome story, man. It's hard to come up with questions.
It's hard to come up with questions. Okay.
So what can we do what are the 2 things that the community can do to help?
The 2 things that can be done to help, definitely just continuing to, talk about the product, use the product. By far, word of mouth marketing has been my most effective form of marketing, which is why I spend a lot of time at the farmers markets and things like that. So having a cookout, invite some people over to the house, let them know what you're using. That works great. Other thing is just the connections and networking is always important. You never know who knows who, and just being able to set that one meeting up. I always feel like I'm just one meeting away from making some things happen, and I try to move as if that is the case and be prepared when that does happen. I know one of the things we talked about, Steve, was getting into government contracting and things like that. Just recently, I had a company from California reach out to me, and they're bidding on Texas corrections, and they're looking for barbecue sauce. This company found me by searching Texas-made barbecue sauce. So that says a lot. That says a lot. So we're actually in the process of doing that. I've been working with the SBA, just trying to get some of those other certifications so we can get into more of that. So really, the biggest help for me at this point is, continuing to share the product. I'm looking at, being able to bring on other people, maybe other ambassadors. And the way that I want to go about doing that is being able to train people correctly. So any, expertise in hiring, bringing on people to a business would definitely be one of those things that would be very beneficial and helpful for me at this point, because that is something that I'm in the process of kind of doing now. So for the most part, that would definitely be the things that would help the most at this particular moment in where I am with the business. Yes, sir.
So what's your plan to work, across the rest of the state? You're, like you said, there's only one of you. Have you done like little road shows or gone to different HEBs to do tastings? How are you getting the word out outside of this area about what you do?
Okay, question is, how am I getting the word out across the state and across other areas that, hey, the barbecue sauce at Jank is what I do? I'm very active on the social media, which is done a lot, you know. I'm very active on the social media. I am always doing events like this throughout the year. HEB does a few different events with coupons and stuff in store. I'm traveling to different HEBs at different times of the year. So as many of those as I can do, you know, I'm out doing those. And because I still have a pretty flexible schedule working with the school district, it allows me the time to do that. So I'm able to kind of get out and do that. And that, again, is just one of those things that, you know, even if I did hire somebody to do it, it would be great, but being in the stores and experiencing a customer saying, hey, oh my gosh, that's you, you make this, I love this stuff. You know, that's the kind of stuff that you can't, you know, really teach somebody, and it's better that I'm there. So just continuing to do that has been, again, the most effective in farmers markets a lot. I got you, I'm coming right to this definitely. Farmers markets, the fact that winter Texans come down here to the valley all the time, I get a lot of orders on my website from places outside of the valley. So people are talking about it, and that's the again, most effective form of marketing I can. There's nothing else that beats it.
Okay, so I totally agree. I love your social. You know, I've been stalking you for a couple of years now on social. And your personality really comes across in what you do because it's so genuine. And you are the brand as much as the Jank and Jank Nation. It's really you. So my question is, have you done any YouTube pre-roll? Because what you're doing, you do a lot of video. And right now, I mean, especially in Texas and really especially, you know, in South Texas, it's really affordable to do, and you're already doing video that could very easily be modified. Is it something you've tried?
All right, so you said YouTube.
The YouTube pre-roll, the pre-roll ads.
Have I done any YouTube pre-roll ads? I have not. I've looked into different things at certain times, but I wouldn't really be interested in talking to you about that a little more.